Now, one of the most commonly asked questions is regarding Makima or Power, GuitarRock, if I can only pull one of these characters. Who should I try to get? And hopefully today's video, I can help you guys decide on which is going to be the better character for you individually, a better pick for your account overall. Let's jump into it. Now, first things first, there's a couple of things to take note of. Number one is what the roles are for each of them. So Power is a burst tree, rocket launcher. This is the weapon that they use. Alright, so burst tree is the chain of burst. Burst tree are usually the DPS slot, and she's going to be purely a DPS, a damage character. So she's there to deal damage. She will be able to provide massive AoE explosion to the enemy. She's good for bossing as well, if you can see based on her kit, right? So I've already talked about the best kit for her overall. You guys can check out the previous video. But how about Makima? Makima is a different role entirely. So Makima is a tank. So she's going to be a different element altogether. She's a water type as opposed to a fire from Power, and also she uses the submachine gun. The submachine gun is generally known to be one of the weaker weapons in terms of damage output wise, but luckily she's not there to do damage. She's there to tank for you, and where she shines is going to be in situations like PvP, where she can taunt the enemy, give you immortality, and destroy the enemy. She's so good, man. Like, her kit gives her invisibility right here, as you can see, 7 seconds that she cannot die. She can take as much damage as she can in that duration, and she will not ever die, which is really insane. Obviously, one is a burst 2 character, one is a burst 3 character, so you gotta decide based on that first things first. So I've had more chances to test Power recently. Today we have the Union boss unlock. So all the bosses were there available for us to attack. The thing is with these bosses, Power's competition directly is going to be Laplace. Now Laplace is going to be the direct rival for Power because they both use rocket launcher, being in the burst 3 slot, and they fill similar role to try to do a lot of damage to bosses. Now that's where they shine. And you can see, I would say both of my Power and Laplace are quite equal. They have very similar gears. I do have slightly better skill on Laplace. My Power is still at 444. My Laplace is currently at 555. Right here you can see, so she's going to have that slightly higher output damage in terms of the skill. And also if you look at the cube, Laplace currently have the onslaught cube, which gives charge damage increase, while for Power I gave her the resilience cube, and this one is going to provide her with a reload speed increase, right? In terms of attraction level, currently Power is at 7 while Laplace is at 10, so Laplace is going to have a little bit more bonus stats right there. But if you notice the results right here that I'm about to show you on the screen against a couple of the bosses I actually test a lot today, never once did Laplace deal more damage than Power. Alright, so that's just a straight fact. Power is definitely stronger than Laplace, straight up. You can see some cases it's more, some cases it's less, and yeah, like it's always she's gonna do slightly more. Like there are some cases that she only does 1 million more damage, but there are some cases that she even do up to 4 million more damage, which is insane. Alright, so the output potential for Power is really high, and I can see this going to be a very tangible benefit for new players. Actually, if you don't have Laplace, I would highly recommend getting Power. The only player that I think might not be able to benefit as much from Power is if you somewhat already have Laplace at like a limit break 3 or even further, right? You already have like core 2, core 4 Laplace, and you invest a lot into her back then when her banner was around, then maybe you don't need power as much, or you can just get one copy for collection. But if you don't have Laplace invested, I would say power is a solid choice. And if you're looking to invest into at least a limit break 3 for power, I'm gonna say she's going to be a very solid choice for new players looking for a DPS character. You don't have Pilgrim, you don't own a Scarlet, and you're kind of unlucky with your account, you're looking for a damage dealer burst 3. Highly recommend power. I would say power is a very solid contender right there. Burst 3, damage dealer. But when it comes to Makima though, Makima is no slouch herself. She is the strongest character right now in PvP in my humble opinion. I've already did a bunch of testing with her. Her immortality can let you win battles. It allows me to win battles that I've never won before. Enemy literally have 20,000 higher power level than me, and I was still able to beat them consistently multiple times. I even showcased that on my live stream, which was insane. And also, you can use her to cheese some stages, some bosses that's extremely hard, including the train boss. Makima is not quite the PvE queen, she's more like a PvP queen. I do think that PvP is, if your focus is right there in PvP, highly consider Makima, especially the amount of investment you can put right here, right? Now, if you can only choose one character, who should you pick? Power or Makima? Now, they are both really strong. I've already break down individual characteristics for each of these characters. However, if you have still undecided and you can only pick one, I'm gonna say Makima. I know this sounds crazy, but being strong in PvP, especially in Special Arena, again, you might be in a different bracket than me. This means you will be able to get a stronger footing overall, and hopefully you can overpower your enemy and be able to climb in your rank. So if you guys are not aware, Arena is where it's at for you to be able to get the season end reward. This will give you gems every 2 weeks. Now for me, in my particular bracket, I do have some very tough players against me that I'm constantly struggling against. If I'm willing to put in the effort, I can easily get rank 5, rank 8 easily. Now again, some of you guys might be in different bracket, you might be playing on different server, maybe you play on global server or NA server, and your bracket is like, there's not as many strong players as you, then that's fine if you're already top contender for sure. But I do think that the investment that you are willing to put into Makima to be able to consistently help you push your ranks in PvP should be able to give you the net positive in the long run. Plus, Makima doesn't need as much investment as Power. Think about it, right? At the end of the day, Power is still a DPS character. She needs the scaling to be able to work. You might need some dupes, etc. There might be certain other characters that will be able to, power creep her later on. Again, I'm not sure about that. Makima, however, she's going to be much more quote-unquote safe in the long run, and I feel like she doesn't need that limit break or even core enhancement because her power doesn't scale according to dupes and such, and therefore that makes her a really good budget-friendly unit. Think about it, right? You only need one copy for her, and she's already so good by default. So something to consider. That's just my opinion though. Let me know what you guys think between Power versus Makima. Who do you guys think is a better pick overall? And yeah, comment below if you guys have pulled either any of them, or if you guys are still deciding, or if you guys have gotten both of them entirely. Let me know in the comment section below. As always, subscribe, give this video a like. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.